Hey guys, BusBoys here. I'm Kareem.
I'm Forrest.
I'm Pavan.
And today we're going to be talking about our app, BB Transit.
I'm part of the BusBoys and we're designing BB Transit. This is an application that will track a bus system. It will keep the user informed on the location of the bus. It will display arrival time and send alert to keep them updated on possible changes in arrival time. For this assignment, I was part of designing the sequence diagram of the behavioral model, and I did that for two use cases: for the arrival, calculating arrival time, like displaying it to the user, and sending alerts. So both of which use different components. So the alert system actually uses the user who sends his input to the user interface, who can access the Google API, the MARTA API, and an extractor program, all of which will be connected to a database where we could actually save arrival time and a bus ID that the user actually picks. So in case of any changes in arrival time that we first displayed, we can actually update the user on that. So in this assignment, I was really working on like breaking component and see how they interact with each other. This was what I learned the most about it, and I see that I had to go back to the architecture and talk a lot with my teammate to understand, really how and when those components interacted with each other.
So I'm Kareem. I went over the 4+1 architectural modeling. I wanted to focus on the physical views because in the previous assignment we've gone over process view, the logical view, and the use case scenarios. So in our physical view, it's just detailing the hardware components and how the software components are distributed. So overall on our website, it's a web app currently, we have a UI, a map, and a repository for our bus routes. The UI communicates with the stops and the users, which is in our database server, which comes to be linked to the AWS database host in the cloud. We also have the map, which presents the data that's given to us, and that works through the Google API through the cloud as well, using the HTTPS protocol. And then we lastly have the bus repository, which gives us all the information we need on routes from MARTA, and it communicates with the MARTA API through an HTTP protocol.
I'm Forrest and I did the database implementation. So we created 5 tables, and these 2 are mostly for the buses implementation, and these 2 are for later when we decide to expand our bus integration. So this stops table stores all of the bus stops in the Atlanta area, so nearly 10,000 bus stops. And this saved buses table is a go-between table between the user accounts and the stops, so that people can save certain stops and buses and then do a quick access function. So it doesn't have to you don't have to pull up the whole website and do a big Google Maps thing. It will just show the arrival times of a certain bus.
So we decided to host our database on Amazon. So this is just the code that we use to connect to the database. We just provide it with a host, a username and password, and the name of the database. We just do a simple creation of a MySQL object so we can make queries later when people are requesting things like stops that was referenced previously.
Hello, my name is Pavan, and I was assigned testing for A4. We implemented the use case calculating arrival times, and we done this in JavaScript, so thus we had to use an HTML unit to test this. One of the main functions that we used to implement this use case was estimate route, which took in element and dest objects. Element is an object containing IDs of the bus, latitude and longitude, basically a route object. derived from the results array, and it can be partitioned from a complete list containing all of the elements that is part of it, such as IDs, latitude and longitude, an incomplete list or an empty list. Dest is an object array containing coordinates of the stop, i.e. the user's location, supposedly. Partition, it could be partitioned as latitude and longitude completely, an empty array, or an incomplete array with either of the two at once. Thus, estimate route could be taken in this way. So the several test cases for this function could be estimate route element, latitude and longitude complete array, which is correct and would return the appropriate result. Estimate route with the correct element and empty list for dest would return incorrect and would not give us the correct result. Estimate result with the correct element and an incomplete list with latitude and longitude separately will give us an incorrect result, causing the function to break. Hello, my name is Pavan. My task for the assignment was testing and doing the GitHub management. I learned about PHP and databases this assignment, and I plan to use those skills in future classes by implementing those databases and applying those PHP skills in my future jobs and future classes. My worst experience was dealing with the testing.
I'm Forrest, and my major task was database implementation and the JavaScript PHP code involved with that. So what I learned was how to implement online databases using JavaScript and PHP, and more information on cloud-based database design. In the future, I'm going to go forward knowing that I want to avoid PHP at all costs. And then my worst experience would have to be working with PHP, just all the little things involved with that made it a horrible experience.
Hi, I'm Kareem. My main tasks were to work with the implementation and the architectural modeling. I think the biggest things I learned was the usefulness of cloud-based web services, as well as the transparency that things like the 4+1 model give us in modeling our system. In the future, I think the best thing I could take from this is the 4+1 modeling system and how I can decompose the system to explain it in a understandable manner. My worst experience, I think, was dealing with the cloud-based web services and all of the security protocols that they have set up. I've learned from it though, and I'll be better in the future.